Hi guys, my name is Jenny and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my spring favorites in terms of skincare and makeup, so let's get started. First, I'm going to be talking about the French Lavender and Honey Body Lotion from Bath & Body Works. This lotion is really nice for spring and summertime. It's super lightweight, doesn't feel oily or greasy at all, and it's just really good for when you don't want too much of a heavy feel. Next, this is the Bikini Zone Anti-Bumps Shave Gel for bikini area. So this is really nice for your bikini area as well as for your armpits. So if you're like me, you have really sensitive skin and you tend to get razor bumps, this stuff works really nicely. I can't use regular shaving cream for more sensitive areas of my body, but this stuff works great. It doesn't leave you with cuts or scrapes or anything like that. So I would definitely recommend this if you have more sensitive skin. Next, this is the Lush Let the Good Times Roll Face and Body Cleanser. This stuff is amazing. I cannot express enough how much I love this. It exfoliates your skin and also leaves it feeling really moisturized, and it smells amazing. It makes you want to eat it. I wouldn't recommend eating their products, although technically you can. It won't hurt you, but I've done it before and they don't taste as good as they smell. But this one does smell really good. Next for skincare, I have the Josie Margan 100% Pure Argan Oil. So I'm kind of cheating on this one because it's pretty much completely empty, but I've been using this a lot lately and it is just awesome. So after I put on my acne cream, I'll put some of this on and just kind of rub it in, and then you can add extra moisturizer on top, although you don't need to. And it just works really well, makes your skin just feel super smooth and just like a baby's bottom. This is the Sephora Mini Citrus Brush Cleanser. This is super nice. If you're like me and you like to wash your brushes really frequently, which you should, this is perfect. It just gets the job done really fast, doesn't take a long time to dry, unless you wet it, obviously. But if you just want to use this, you can spritz it on, rub it into a paper towel, and it's pretty clean, good to go. This is definitely nice, and it's only like $6. Next, on to brushes. This is the Japonesque Contour and Highlighting Brush. You can get it at Ulta. It's kind of expensive for a drugstore brush, but it works really nicely for contouring. So you can just use this for your bronzer if you want a more subtle contouring look. I'll use this with my Milk Chocolate Soleil Bronzer by Too Faced. You'll swirl it in on the cheeks. I definitely recommend this brush for that type of thing. This is the Real Techniques Bold Metals Powder Brush. I got this off Amazon, so it was like half the normal price, which is super nice. And it's just really great for powder. So obviously, because it's a powder brush. So this is good for if you bake under your eyes or wherever. If you bake, just sweep the powder off. It's a really subtle, powdery finish. It doesn't like shove it in there. Yeah, but this powder brush is really nice and it's not too expensive. Next, I have every beauty guru's holy grail, the Beautyblender, which, okay, first of all, this I bought in the color Bubble, I think, which was originally a very light pale pink, and obviously I looked at that in the store and I was like, oh my god, that's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, I have to get it. But then, after washing it a few times, the color kind of completely faded, so now it just looks nude. I would recommend definitely the Beautyblender, but to get it in a different color. So unless you don't care about the color fading, then it really doesn't matter. Next, onto skin. This is the Rimmel BB Cream Matte 9-in-1 Skin Perfecting Super Makeup. It's in the color light and it has SPF, which is super nice for the summer. I love this foundation. I've kind of gotten back into using it recently. I originally bought it just because it wasn't super expensive, but now I love it. It's totally my summer shade. It's cheap and it just goes on really nicely, especially with the Beautyblender. It just melts into your skin. It doesn't like sweat off in the summer, which is really nice because especially if you're like me and you live in the South, then it can get pretty hot and more heavyweight foundations will just sort of melt off your face, but this one does not. Next, I have the Jordana Sculpt and Go Creamy Contour Stick in the color Light. Now this, I will be honest, I only bought it because it was $3 at Walgreens and I'm in college, so I only bought it because it was really cheap, but it actually is great. It goes on really creamily, so I'll just put it, instead of bringing it all the way down to this area of my face, I'll just keep it kind of up here, across my forehead, and it really works well down the nose. And so I'll just kind of put it in those areas, you know, under the lips to kind of give you a more lippy look, and just blend it in with like a more firm foundation brush, for example. Works really well, and it just kind of gives you a more chiseled look, but also without looking too chiseled. It doesn't look too hardcore. Next, I have the Bare Minerals Mineral Veil, and I think Bare Minerals has kind of been skimped on in the beauty community. I grew up with it, and so I've always been using Bare Minerals products, but this is really the only one I've stuck with. I think that this is just super nice for if you want to spend some money on a finishing powder, but you don't want to spend like $40 like for Laura Mercier, then this one's great. It really just goes on smoothly. It doesn't make you look cakey at all, you know, unless you caked it on, but I don't think that would be possible. It's pretty fine, and it just blends into your skin really well. So I definitely would recommend this powder for someone who wants to spend a little money on a finishing powder, but not like 40 bucks. Next, ooh, this is my baby, my summer, spring, life baby. This is the Too Faced Poppin' Peach Blush, and this is my favorite thing to ever exist ever. So the packaging is awesome. It does like snap and scare me 99% of the time, but it's so worth it because it's so pretty. I've dropped this like 5 times and it doesn't bust open, and it smells great. Usually I want a more like matte finish for a blush so that I can just go ham on the highlight, but this blush has a little shimmer and I don't even mind it. It's a really summery, nice look, and it just stays on really well, just blends in, it's creamy, and I'm wearing it right now so you can kind of see. So I love this blush. This is like one of the best blushes ever. I cannot express enough how much I love it. So next for the face, I have the Anastasia Beverly Hills Nicole Guerriero, really haven't learned how to say it yet, glow kit. And you guys, oh my god, look at that. It's just beautiful. If you're really pale like me, then this works great. I use every single color except for 143. I don't use this one because it's a little dark for me, even in the summer. But all these other colors work great. And for $40, you get 6 highlighters, and so that's not that bad. They're super creamy and pigmented. They go on really nicely. This one is definitely for more pale skin tones right here, but I mean, altogether, it's just a beautiful array of colors, and they just blend so nicely, and they're super pigmented. So you can kind of see right here, the Nicole Guerriero palette. I highly recommend if you can figure out how to spell it. So for brows, I have the Benefit Gimme Brow Volumizing Fiber Gel in the color 1. It's not a color, but this works really well for if you're like me and you have really thin, sparse brows and you just want to make them look more natural and just thick and full. So I always originally, before I put anything like this on, I have to go in with a powder or a pencil or pomade or something like that. But after I do that, I definitely want them to look more real and just hairy, you know? So I always go with this. Not only does it make them look more full and thick, but it also helps to keep the hairs in place. And so I definitely recommend this for somebody who has more thin brows like I do. Next, I have the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion in Original. This is one of my favorite eyeshadow primers because I found that some in the past that I've used have made my eyeshadow stay on well, but then it also is hard to take off. This makes it stay on well and it's not hard to take off, so that's a win-win. So for eyeshadow, I have the Sweet and Shimmer eyeshadow palette in the color Cool from Ulta. Originally when I got this, I wasn't that interested in it because I had not really heard much about it, but the pigmentation in it is awesome and it's definitely not too expensive. So the colors, you know, these four kind of make sense. This one's kind of doesn't really make sense at all. Like, I don't know why that's in there, but I really like it. The pigmentation of it is great. Oh my god, look at that. I'm not trying to flip you off, but I really like these colors and it's just a good little palette for just everyday wear. Next, for mascara, I have the Benefit Their Real mascara in the tiny size. I don't think you really need a deluxe size of mascaras considering they tend to dry out within a few months, and by that time you haven't really used the full thing. So the little sizes are perfect and are cheaper. So that's a little not professional hack for you. The wand of this mascara is really nice. It definitely gives a more natural mascara look. So if you want really thick, false looking lashes, I wouldn't necessarily recommend this, but if you just want like natural everyday lashes that also doesn't feel like it flakes in your eyes, that's a benefit. Oh, a benefit. Pun intended. This mascara is great. Next, for lips, I have the Sunkissed lip tint from Lush. This stuff is just some good stuff. It's just super nice. It just gives a very like summery golden pink shimmer. It's kind of a weird texture, but I love this lip tint. Everything from Lush I tend to love, so I might just be biased because it's Lush, but it just goes on really nicely. You know, it nourishes your lips, hydrates them so it doesn't feel like they're drying out, and it has a really pretty color. So next, I have the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in Buenos, and I love this. I just got this the other day. I'm actually wearing it right now, if you can't tell, but the NYX Soft Matte Lip Creams, I've got like 6 of them at this point. They're only like $6 a piece, which is super cheap. And They don't make your lips feel dry at all, but they also give you kind of a matte finish. So you do have to kind of reapply them, but I was originally drawn to this color because I've been kind of obsessing over the Kylie Cosmetics lip kit in apricot, but I realized I didn't really want to spend $30 on that plus shipping. Love you, Kylie, but can't do that. So I got this one, and as for color-wise, it's kind of a dupe. I mean, not really, but you know, close enough, and it's a very summery look, and it's just only $6, so you really can't go wrong. Last but absolutely not least, I have the NYX Dewy Finish Long Lasting Setting Spray. This is my holy grail setting spray. I have tried for years to find a setting spray that is not too expensive, that doesn't feel like it dries my skin out, and that also, most importantly, makes me feel like my makeup just stays on really nicely. And this one definitely does the trick for that. NYX also has a matte finish, if that's more the look you're going for, but for me, I love a nice dewy finish, so it gives me a little glow and a little dewiness. And this one is great. For a drugstore product, it's not super cheap. It's like $9, but all in all, the bottle does tend to last a long time, and it makes your makeup last forever. Does not just like smudge off, and it gives it such a beautiful finish. So I love this setting spray. So that is all for today. Thank you so much for watching my spring favorites video, and I hope to see you back soon for my next video. Bye! Across the forehead, you know. I kind of grew up with it, and so I've always been using mineral nails. This is so beautiful. This is, oh my god, okay, well, obviously this brush is crap. Why don't we try to throw that into the fire? Is that a house fire? That was a weird thing to say. On a mineral nail. I don't know why I said that with an accent.